Hey there, welcome back to our channel, Elusive Enigmas, Unveiling the Unknown. Did you watch Annabelle? If it's yes, do you know that Annabelle takes its inspiration from one of the most haunted objects in the world, the possessed doll that terrified moviegoers all over the world when she made her debut in The Conjuring? But Annabelle isn't the only possessed object to terrorize those who fall into its possession. History is full of accounts of household objects that seem possessed by forces beyond the grave. In today's video, we'll be looking at our picks for the most haunted objects ever discovered. But before we start, smash the like button and subscribe to never miss out on any of our videos. Robert the Doll. Let's kick it off with a classic, the haunted doll. If you're a demon or a spirit and you're looking for a suitably unsettling home to occupy, a doll of any description is an excellent choice. Even on the best of days, in bright direct sunlight, dolls are pretty creepy. This is not the best of days. Robert was a life-size doll of a boy dressed in a sailor suit given to Robert Eugene Otto, who ended up banished in the attic after strange happenings, including my favorite, the family hearing a man's deep voice talking to Jean when he was alone with Robert. Great Bed of Ware. In around 1590, carpenter Jonas Fosbrook crafted a giant bed so large that it is said to be able to sleep 4 couples. The extra-large bed now lives at the Victoria and Albert Museum, but over the years rumors have swirled that the bed is cursed by Fosbrook's ghost. He allegedly made the bed to be slept on by nobility, but eventually, commoners began sleeping on it as it traveled from inn to inn. His spirit is said to attack any low-bred person who dares to rest their head on it. The Myrtles Plantation Mirror. Known as one of America's most haunted homes, and the alleged site of as many as 10 murders, this antebellum mansion in St. Francisville, Louisiana, also boasts a highly mysterious mirror. Purchased by the home's owners sometime 3 or 4 decades ago, the mirror is said to contain the ghosts of Sarah Woodruff, the original mistress of the house, and her children. Customs dictates that mirrors should be covered when someone dies, so that the soul of the deceased doesn't get caught in the mirror instead of ascending to heaven. Apparently, at Sarah's death, the mourners abandoned tradition. Now, visitors at Myrtles Plantation have reported seeing handprints materialize in the mirror and long drip marks which no amount of cleaning can remove. Thomas Busby's chair. In the summer of 1702, Thomas Busby strangled his father-in-law Daniel Awetty when he found Awetty sitting in Busby's favorite oak chair. Arrested, tried, and condemned to death, Busby's last request on the way to the gallows in Thirsk, England, was to stop in at his favorite pub and drink ale in his favorite chair. When he finished his drink, he declared, "May sudden death come to anyone who dares sit in my chair." The chair remained in the pub for centuries, and allegedly anyone who sat in it later died from some unseen misfortune. Since 1972, the chair has hung from the ceiling of the Thirsk Museum in North Yorkshire, England, so no one can sit in it, even accidentally. Iceman. Also known as Ötzi, this mummy currently resides at the South Tyrol Museum of Archaeology in Bolzano, Italy. Though this mummy was discovered in the 90s, it's said to be the body of a man who lived around 3345 BCE. Iceman is the oldest known mummy from Europe, and since he was found has been rumored to hold a terrible curse. This is because several people with links to the mummy have died in tragic accidents. Forensic expert Rainer Henn was on his way to give a lecture about Iceman when he was killed in a car crash. Kurt Fritz, a mountaineer who directed scientists to the body, was killed in an avalanche while the rest of his party survived. The haunted wedding dress. In 1849, wealthy Anna Baker fell in love with a low-class steel worker, but her class-obsessed father, Elias, forbade the marriage and drove Anna's beloved away from their hometown of Altoona, Pennsylvania. Anna died a bitter and broken-hearted woman. Eventually, the Baker mansion was transformed into a museum, and visitors could view Anna's unused wedding dress inside a glass case in her bedroom. Reportedly, the garment is haunted, often seen moving on its own side to side or shaking violently within its glass case. The mansion is also reportedly the site of other hauntings. David Baker, Anna's brother, was killed in a steamboat accident in the winter of 1852. Screams have been heard from the basement where David's body was stored until the ground thawed enough for him to be buried. The Hope Diamond. The Hope Diamond is probably the world's most well-known jewel, and it's also totally haunted. Since 1958, it has called the National Museum of Natural History home and hasn't managed to befall anyone with a tragic fate. But before that, many of its owners seemed to perish in odd and mysterious ways. Several of the people who owned the diamond died by suicide, and several were murdered. One was even torn to pieces by wild dogs, while another was torn to pieces by a French mob. Let's just say we're happy that no single person is now considered the owner because they'd definitely be doomed. The Koh-i-Noor diamond. Allegedly stolen from the god Krishna, the Koh-i-Noor meaning mountain of light, diamond boasts an impressive 109 carats and a deadly price for any man who owns it. The curse dates back to a Hindu text from 1306. He who owns the diamond will own the world, but will also know all its misfortunes. Only God or a woman can wear it with impunity. According to lore, the rulers who owned the Koh-i-Noor diamond lived lives of violence, murder, and torture. The British royal family has owned the Koh-i-Noor since the reign of Queen Victoria. Wary of the legendary curse, the royals have always willed the diamond to the male heir to the British throne. The Basano Vase. For the morbid interior decorator, the Basano Vase would make a perfect companion piece for Thomas Busby's killing chair. This 15th century vase was made for an Italian maiden on her wedding night. The young bride died that night, clutching the vase and vowing to seek her vengeance. Each family member who inherited the vase died until it was finally hidden away. It is unclear if the vase was eventually buried in sacred ground, but it was finally unearthed in 1988 with a note inside reading, "Beware, this vase brings death." The vase was sold to a pharmacist who reportedly died 3 months later, as did the 37-year-old surgeon who owned it next. The last owners were so desperate to rid themselves of it, they tossed it out the window, where it hit a policeman on the head and nearly killed him. The family refused to take the vase back. The vase was allegedly reburied in a lead coffin waiting to be discovered again, the Annabelle Doll. Annabelle the Doll served as inspiration for the Conjuring movies because of the creepy tale that accompanied her. In 1970, a woman purchased a Raggedy Ann doll in a second-hand store as a Christmas present for her daughter Donna, a nursing student in Hartford, Connecticut. Soon, Donna and her roommate Angie found the doll standing and kneeling by itself, and fresh droplets of blood seemed to appear on the doll's body. As the unexplained phenomena increased, Donna consulted a medium who told her that the doll was possessed by the spirit of a young girl called Annabelle. But Annabelle's antics became more dangerous. Donna had to call on paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren, who confirmed that a demon, not a young girl, possessed Donna's doll. To this day, Annabelle resides in a locked box in Lorraine Warren's basement museum of cursed objects, where she is blessed twice a month by a priest. The Dibbuk Box. A Dibbuk box, according to Jewish folklore, is a wine cabinet haunted by a restless, evil spirit. In 2001, an antique buyer in Portland, Oregon, attended an estate sale at the home of a 103-year-old Jewish woman, the only member of her family to survive the Holocaust. Among her possessions was the odd cabinet. The woman's granddaughter reportedly told the dealer that her grandmother had always kept the box hidden because it contained a malevolent spirit called a Dibbuk. The dealer soon learned firsthand about the power of the captive spirit, claiming the doors and gates to his art studio locked by themselves, and the air inside began to reek. When he gave the box to his mother as a gift, the woman suffered a major stroke. Weeping uncontrollably in the hospital, his mother spelled out HATEGIFT. Frantic, the dealer decided to list the box on an online auction site, along with a story detailing its horrifying provenance. A museum curator named Jason Haxton purchased the Dibbuk Box and wrote a book about its history. There you have it, the most haunted objects in the world. Do you agree with our picks? Let us know in the comments. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more horrific content. Thanks for watching.